that person's helping you like figure stuff out, right? Or helping you get things done. Like really, technically, if I were doing a true doubling thing, you wouldn't be saying anything to me.
You're
You
just
know, you
doing
would
it
just
like
be there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that. I know people who
But
are like
because
that.
this is
Jesus.
a podcast, an audio medium,
Yeah.
and visual, I'm actually going to talk to you and engage with you.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
this is the quote unquote music room.
Okay.
As you can see, there's absolutely no way to walk in here. This is an
Just like
example of my
the music room you
hoarding.
had on the Beacon Hill house.
Yeah, it's this is a problem, right? And so I'm supposed to be clearing this out. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be
Was this
doing that.
a chore given to you by your family?
This is actually something that I'm working over with therapy,
Oh, okay.
and also, you know, if we are going to move at some point in time, I need to be doing this also.
I actually wanted to
So
talk to you about that, about
yeah,
the move.
we can talk about it
Yeah, well,
while we're
okay,
doing
so,
this.
like, when is that? I mean, is that going to happen this year?
I mean, that's the hope. That was the original. That was the original plan. Then the car got hailed, you
Right.
know, and so now, you know, part of the money that I had saved for a down payment is going to be going to the car. So it may need to be postponed for a little bit.
All right.
But yeah, that's still the plan.
Well, I'll tell
Um,
you why I ask.
yeah.
I'm formulating a plan to
Ah.
put together a shooting schedule for an upcoming Darling Monkeys documentary,
Oh.
and I'd like to stop by the home of the Goody Pratts and interview the guy who inherited a Darling Monkey factory
Gotcha.
on camera. And so I need to know if I have to schedule this upcoming road trip through Chicago or through outside of St. Louis.
Wow. That's going to be a conversation for not on the podcast, I think.
Okay.
But we definitely will talk about it.
It's gonna, just to give you a heads up, I'm looking at maybe September.
Yeah, see, that's right in the sweet spot
Yeah. That's
of
kind of what I
who
was
knows what's happening.
worried
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk
So,
about it. I just want to let you, that's coming up, so
yeah, well, it'll definitely
it,
come into my thoughts.
that's actually me
Um,
just saying, "Hey Paul, you're going to be in my film whether you like it or not."
oh yeah, understood. So here's what I've got: a bag that I'm throwing stuff away into. And the big thing that I'm throwing away is all the food that we stockpiled during the pandemic.
The pandemic that started 4 years ago?
Yeah, this is all 4-year-old food. So that's something that I think can probably be gotten rid of.
Yeah. You know what they say
Now,
about the Best Buy dates, or they're just suggestions. It's just a
what they say about Best
liability.
Buy date, your date is not going to be
We're
impressed.
we'll meet you in the DVD section.
Look at these TVs, honey. They're better than the ones I've
I
got
don't
at
think
home.
you're my date. I think you're just a salesperson.
So this bag I'm going to keep though.
Got cute paw prints on it.
All right. So yeah, there's a ton of raccoons around here. So
In
they're
the
gonna
music
love
room?
this. Oh yeah, just give me a second and I'll wrangle them. Okay. Pumpkin glove scraper. Cleaning and carving kit.
Is it opened?
It is not open.
Put it
I
in the
feel like
pantry and save it for Halloween.
so I could put this in the box where I'm saving things, or I could put it in the bag to the Goodwill people. And I'm not sure which I should do.
Yeah.
Shoe
I've been
carving knives, an additional glove,
I've been doing a lot of cleaning in the theater. Actually, I had an electronics recycling company come and take a bunch of electronics away from the theater. They took away a few 100 pounds of electronics. It was actually quite nice to get rid of all that stuff.
Now this is a bag of Sour Patch Kids. I think Sour Patch Kids don't have an expiration date.
No, but they do get stale even in unopened packages. I have had some bad luck when it comes to freshness for Sour Patch, because that's one of my favorite candies. And you know, if you go to some random gas station and you buy a small bag of Sour Patch Kids, you're kind of spinning the wheel on whether or not they're going to be fresh.
Same thing with this bag of lentils. You know, a lot of this stuff, like I said, is still not sure. Ah, here we go. Here's an example.
Microphone?
A microphone, a small microphone.
Small lapel mic. What's the business end? What's the plug look like?
Business end is this takes a
quarter inch.
Yeah, quarter-inch jack.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I can hang on to it.
Normally, it would go the other way because you plug it into a device.
All right, so
you may or may have not have noticed. I'm drinking coffee right now. It's one of those days where I have to have an afternoon cup of coffee. And instead of like making a single cup for myself here at the theater, I went to a local coffee shop. And I don't know what it is about this place, but it seems like every time I walk up to the counter, that's when the barista decides to turn around and spend a few minutes scrolling through their entire music library looking for the next album to play in the shop. I'm not going to mention which one it is.
Which coffee shop it is?
No, you have to look at the screen. I'm not going to mention which coffee shop it is.
Oh, Ben, I don't have my glasses on, so
I ruined it.
I do apologize. But it's obviously something good.
It's Vita. It's Cafe Vita down the street.
Gotcha. Okay, so now that I've done that, right? I've cleaned up the. There's a method to the madness. I'm making a walkway so that you can actually walk around this room, right? I've cleaned off the top of. So all the food was sitting on top of this. See this? It's a sort of a hutch kind of thing. And so now I can
portrait
get
mode. I'm gonna mess with this.
Yeah.
Viewers, my apologies for how awkward this is going to be, but I'm gonna change something.
Yeah, the thing that I'm using to hold this only holds it in landscape mode.
Yeah, makes it hard to see. How come that doesn't work?
Okay, here we go. So now I'm gonna just move a step ahead. Magic erasers. Look at all the magic erasers that I have here. These should definitely be kept.
Screw it.
Oh, it's taking up a lot of that box. But this is the keep box, the box where stuff is kept in.
That's what she said.
I might actually leave this. I might leave this on top of the thing for right now. Oh, I hate it, Ben. This is exactly the problem that I go into. Everything is important, right? Okay, so this right here. This is a light, right?
A lamp?
It has a clip. It's a USB lamp. It's not broken, but the clip that holds the phone onto it is broken. So I don't know if I should. Really, I shouldn't keep it.
It's a lamp that holds that you plug in via USB, but also holds a phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. It's for video
those
conferencing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. If the breakage defeats the purpose of the thing, donate it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good idea. So that's one for the donate. And I'll separate the donate one.
Let someone else deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll separate. Maybe maybe it's a situation where, like at Goodwill or whatever, they have a clip, but they don't have the light that goes with it, and
I
then everyone will be
think you're giving them too much credit about how they paid, how much attention they paid to the
all
stuff.
right. Then check it out. One of the
Check it out,
other
Joe.
things that's going into the donate
The donut.
section. Yeah. Remember this guy?
Hey, that guy spent. That's probably still dust from my old house.
Yeah. It buzzes now. Like at the time that I got it, it was okay.
Got it back from me, or did it buzz after I gave it back to you?
It buzzed after you gave it back to me.
I didn't do anything to it.
But here's the thing. I don't think you did anything to it. I think my standards were just lower. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's going to go to Goodwill. I'm not going to put it in the contractor bag though, because it's too heavy.
Oh, I'm gonna regret that coffee later tonight.
Another contractor bag for later. That's a contractor bag for later. Okay.
Contractor bag. What's a contractor bag?
One of the it's like a trash bag, but more heavy duty.
Okay.
That used for like concrete and stuff. Okay, so this is for blowing up an exercise ball.
It's off camera, but I'm assuming it's like it's a pump of sorts.
Yeah, it's a pump. Foot pump. Might as well keep it. It's useful.
How has there not been a band called Foot Pump?
Oh man, Ben.
I mean, there probably is.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
They probably are called Foot Pump the band. I'm gonna get away from this renewed Amazon thing.
So if there is a band that has the name Foot Pump, their SEO sucks because they are not on the first page of Google search.
Aha!
It is only. Oh my God! Google did something. It's an endless first page. It just keeps going. That's a new thing for me. Oh, there we go. More results.
So this is a cassette player, which I'm going to keep.
Pink one.
Yep. This is a CD player made by the same people who made the cassette player, which I'm also going to keep.
Paul, if you're interested, footpumptheband.com is available.
Oh, geez.
I
this
own
mini recorder.
Too many URLs as it is.
You remember this? I'm going to keep that.
Can't see it.
Okay. It's funny because the things that I'm holding up, I can see them on my screen. Can you not see these?
No, when I looked at the screen, you had moved it off the screen.
I'd already moved them away.
Yeah.
So these are some of the, like I said, the magic erasers.
Which my sister swears by. Like the Mr. Clean magic erasers kind of thing.
Oh, heck, Ben. I got to keep this.
What is it? Is that
some small
speaker of sorts? Is it a clapper?
It's an old-timey speaker of some sort. I don't know what it is, but it's one of those things where
it sounds like you're not cleaning, you're just organizing. You're keeping almost everything that you're picking up.
No, I've thrown away a lot of stuff.
Ah, okay.
But this is one thing that I am keeping. It's any plugs that I have, any electrical plugs that I have, I keep them. Wait, that does sound a little bit like I'm hoarding, but you never. I was gonna say you never know when you're gonna need. All right, so listen. We're getting further in though. Okay, so this is a tin whistle.
I can't actually hear it. I think Zoom is doing that thing where it reduces what it thinks is background noise.
Okay, so this is the melodica.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
keeping the melodica. I believe I'm keeping the tin whistle too. It's very small.
Is it in your house? Is the music room upstairs or is it downstairs?
Upstairs. This is
I don't remember which one the music room was.
so this is a recorder. You remember those?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna keep that as well. All right. So I'm not putting the tools in this round. There's a place in the hutch for tools, so I'm just putting them in the tool place, and then I'll look.
Tool hutch.
Yeah. So there's you probably won't be able to see this, but this is what the hutch looks like right now.
Okay.
Very, very messy.
Yeah.
This is where all the tools go.
Yeah.
So I will be adjusting that later and going through that, but I'm not doing that right now. Right now, I'm only looking at the stuff that's on the ground in front of the hutch. And if the stuff on the ground in front of the hutch happens to be, throwing this bag away, if the stuff on the ground happens, so a glove, right? That's a hardware thing. So I'm putting it in the hutch.
Does that glove have a friend?
Throwing it away. Well, we'll see. If it does have a friend, I'm going to be putting it in the same place. If that makes sense.
I'm wondering how
So
many
there's a lot
single
of
gloves a Goodwill gets. Or single
Oh,
socks.
probably a lot. Okay, so this is
Single
Simple
pant.
Spa. It's the oh, yeah, that's right. I have another thing that I'm not going to get rid of right now are all of my manuals. This popcorn is getting thrown away.
There's actually, Paul, there's no reason to keep a manual these days because all of that is online. And
What
actually,
if the internet
more
gets destroyed?
easily searchable. When the internet is destroyed, you're probably not going to be too concerned about how to operate that DVD player.
Oh, here's a dog blanket for Edward. That's going to get kept.
We're going to have bigger issues.
Yeah, I guess so. I think you're right. Oh, a musical patch cord.
Hey, that's for that microphone. That lapel mic.
Oh, but it's bigger. It's 1/4 inch, not 1/8 inch. Did I say that the other one was 1/4 inch?
Yeah.
It's not. It's 1/8 inch.
Okay.
My mistake. All right, so I'm. Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Paul, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. So
Blink
I can
once
walk
if you're
a little
okay.
bit further into the room now.
He's going into the room. Safe travels.
Okay. So, all right. This guitar only has 4 strings, but it's an okay guitar. I am not going to do anything with it. I'm moving it to the end of the room.
Many successful bands have utilized guitars without all of their strings, or basses for that matter.
The presidents of the United States of America
is one of them.
Yep.
Morphine is another.
Okay, so this is a bag. I figure I can save that. I'm going to throw it out with the other bags.
Bags are
Got
useful.
a bag. Yeah. Okay. So this is a trench coat of mine. Let's see if it still fits me. You know, Ben, I've gotten a little bit. One might say overweight, but I've decided that I'm going to. Yeah, this still works.
You have talked about how you are no longer dieting for weight loss.
I weigh about 230 pounds, which is larger than, some people would say I should be, like John F. Kennedy or whoever did the presidential fitness thing. but I feel okay. So there's that. And
George H.W. Bush was the first one I remember doing the presidential fitness, and it had Arnold Schwarzenegger as his presidential fitness ambassador. I think
but I
that
had to
was
do presidential
H.W.
fitness stuff when I was in school. I remember as a kid in grade school.
Grade
That
school.
was before H.W. Bush.
Well, H.W. was from 88 to 92.
All right, I'm gonna put this in the Goodwill pile. This jacket. This is the jacket that I was wearing to City Museum that got all scuffed up. But it's still, I mean, it's still a workable jacket. Let's see if there's anything in the pockets before I put it in there. Okay, good thing I checked. There are things in the pockets.
Important things.
Mini Altoids going in the trash. Some of these things. Oh no!
What?
It's a little thing that says secrets.
Whose secrets?
Okay, so here's the idea. You're supposed to put this in your pocket, and then if you find it, you know that if you find it in a dream, and you know what's in it, then you know that you're dreaming. I don't know what's in this. I shouldn't open it,
So
but I should keep it. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that there.
Why does that keep changing?
Oh, a big coin.
Huge coin.
So I'm gonna keep as well in that thing.
Might be worth something.
Or might be
Pardon me.
fun. Something that you're pardoned.
Yay! Get out of jail free.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is getting better already. We're already better where we're at. Okay, so this is a hookup for a bidet. I have it because the bidet itself, the plastic part of it broke, but the pipes were still good, and so I kept the pipes from it. So this is a Betty's thing. We're gonna have to go through all of this stuff as a family because they're my jackets and Betty's jackets and Jennifer's jackets. I'm not gonna commit any of these to Goodwill yet.
Paul, I see you're wearing a Full Tilt ice cream T-shirt.
I am.
I don't know if you heard, but the co-founder Justin Klein, he died recently, last month at the age of 49 after being hospitalized for a heart attack.
Yikes! I think I met Justin Klein. Was he the one with the beard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
I
bushy
liked him.
beard.
And he liked me. We're friends. Oh, this is Edward's pineapple pillow. I'm gonna put that.
What's it doing in the music room? It should be in the
pillow
pillow room.
It was when I was working in here, before it became completely unusable.
Working like for your job working?
Yeah, for a little while. And then I moved down to the basement. Well, not working for my job working for like projects making music and stuff. And then it, like I said, became untenable. All right, this record player. It's still good.
I think I also had that for a while and gave it back to you.
I don't know what I should do with it yet.
Buy records.
Putting it over there. Well, I mean, I have records. Okay. So this little beanbag seat was what I was sitting on when I was working here.
I bet it did wonders for your back.
But did it? That's the question.
But did it?
Audio studio. I don't think I need this. I'm going to put this in the trash. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Recycle that.
That's always such a weird statement.
Or does
All right, so
Edwardsville not recycle?
Edwardsville recycles, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean, because it's made out of cardboard.
There's probably paper inside it, like manuals, or maybe like a an install disc that you need to toss.
There is an install disc. Yeah, but the cardboard I can recycle. That's right. After this, I'm gonna have to go look at this a little bit more. There's so much stuff, Ben. All right, a scale.
A
Good
scale.
word. Yeah, a manual scale. So many musical instrument cases as well.
Accoutrement.
My trombone.
You have a trombone.
That's one. Yeah, that's one I'm not sure about.
Do you ever play it?
Oh, I have. Oh, look. A 45 adapter.
For that record player.
This record player. I think this record player might be going to Goodwill, but I don't know. I mean, it is a professional DJ thing from a while back. Okay, I'm moving this to a lower level because I'm going to be
on the floor
down here. Okay. So this is one of the power things. In fact, I'm going to say this. Because I already have a power thing in here, right? So since I have a power thing in here and an audio cable thing in here, I am going to go through these really quick and just put them in there so that I have all of them.
Just like put all the audio and power cables in a big box and sort them later.
Maybe, but thinking.
I went through and in cleaning out a bunch of cables, I got rid of all but one of a lot of types of data cables because I don't need 7 Firewire 400 to Firewire 800 cables anymore. Because I don't even have any computers that use those cables anymore, and I'm getting rid of all the peripherals that do. So keep one just in case, but recycle the rest. Saying. Just trying to get ahead of the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing: is that what I've got in this box? I think that Jennifer and I might go through it. A second, I'm going to present this box to Jennifer and say, these are the things that I think we should keep. And she might, go through them with me and say, well.
No, yes, no, yes, yes, no, yes, no.
And the answer of, I don't know what this is for, might be something that will keep it from happening. Oh, boy. Yeah, I could see this as being a thing, right? I have this box, and then we have another box just like it. So I could go through this box with that box, basically.
That's the thing about getting rid of things like power cables like that, because the moment you do, you're gonna find something that uses that power cable and you'll need it. So a good habit to get into is when you use something, when you you put away something that has a power cable, keep the power cable plugged into it, wrap it up, so it doesn't dangle everywhere. But just make sure that the power cable is still attached to whatever it needs, it is designed to power.
So this is an example of exactly what you're talking about. I have the power cable and the earpiece for this thing here.
What is that?
It's a thing that you use to scan for listening devices. This looks like it's a book light. I'm going to just get rid of it.
No more reading in the dark for you.
Yeah, I have a bunch of. Okay, coaxial cable. I
I
don't need
got
this.
I got rid of all of them. I didn't even keep one. I'm like, if you're coax, you're gone.
This is a tiny kitchen
Tiny
weight.
explosions. Speaking of the presidents.
We already have a kitchen weight, so I'll put that one
A kitchen
in.
weight.
Sorry, scale.
Okay.
Tiny kitchen scale.
Like, in case you want to,
Oh,
put
I'm
your
gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep the tiny kitchen
way
scale.
down your kitchen things.
There's a chance that I'll need it. I hate it. I know what I'm saying when I say it, man.
Because you're doing this for the exact opposite reason to convince yourself that you don't actually need these things. To go through the exercise of getting rid of stuff.
Yeah. Oh. This is just one of these squares, too. That's the coax goes. Oh, okay. So, how are things been, by the way? How are things been? How is that even a
How are things been?
possibility?
I'm actually going to Eugene, Oregon tomorrow. The reason I'm going to Eugene, Oregon tomorrow is because on Saturday we are having the celebration of life for my great aunt who passed away at the age of 102.
Wow.
She passed in December. She would have turned 103 in February, so she got close. But still lived a long and good life. So we're going down to Eugene to celebrate Aunt Elizabeth.
I think we had a conversation about this.
We might have. I mean, this has been in the works for a while. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and I'm driving down to my parents' house, and then the three of us will go down to Eugene. We're gonna visit my mom's brother, otherwise known as my uncle, who also lives in Eugene. Aunt Elizabeth was my dad's aunt, so I have a family on both sides down in Eugene. So we're gonna, try to make the circuit. And my sister and her family are coming down. Well, the ones that aren't away at college are coming down Saturday morning. And then, so my parents are flying down to Austin on Sunday because my mom's sister lives there, otherwise known as my aunt. And next week, the path of totality for the solar eclipse moves through Austin. So that's why my parents are going down there. So they're actually leaving from the Portland airport. So we'll drive up from Eugene, and then I'll put them on the plane, and then I will drive their car back to their house, where my car will be living for the weekend, and then I'll just go home. Yeah. So.
Wait, how do they get back from the airport then?
They will fly into SeaTac and then take a shuttle home.
Gotcha.
They were originally going to leave from SeaTac on Friday, but then Aunt Elizabeth's celebration of life got scheduled for that weekend, so Dad had to make some changes to their flight itinerary.
Gotcha.
But more exciting than that, last night I saw Mike Doty and Ghost of Vroom at Numos.
Oh, how was that?
It was great, of course. Mike Doty is always fun to go watch.
Ben and I always had a good time.
Yeah, it was at the... You probably remember the one time when we were standing outside of Numos and Doty came out and played a couple songs for us waiting on the sidewalk.
Do I remember that? I don't know. I do remember that I went in to the bathroom right before his concert, and he was there, and he seemed uh, surprised that I was
That was at
going to
the
the bathroom.
that was at the Century Ballroom. He was probably more annoyed that he had to share the bathroom with the audience.
Maybe so. I could see that. He depending on what you believe regarding his autobiography, he might have been annoyed for another reason, wanting privacy in the bathroom because he wanted to do drugs.
I think at that point was well past his drug using days.
Good for him.
Yeah.
So, all right. I have
It was not
I have
supposed
I
to rain
think
today, and it is.
made a good. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just annoyed at the forecast. It was not scheduled. It was not forecasted to rain today, but it has started raining.
Oh no.
Oh well. I live in Seattle. This is a way of life here.
A shatterproof light bulb. So yeah. The idea. I think this is a smart idea. That after I fill up one of these things, that I work with Jennifer and say, okay, so this is what I filled up so far. Do we need all these things, or should we get rid of something?
Yeah. Because she might have things in there that she doesn't want to get rid of.
The bones. I forgot how to play them.
Bones in the mud.
Only take me a second to figure it out. Probably. I'm gonna keep those.
It's interesting how Zoom can't quite catch up to the initial slap, so I can hear just a little bit of it, but then it goes silent.
What's this? Oh, this is the microphone. The Shure microphone box.
For sure.
I'm gonna leave that there too, I think.
Mike Doty played a number of soul coughing songs, which I'm always still happy to hear, because as you know, he went through a very anti-soul coughing phase.
Yes.
Even going so far as to threatening to kick out people who requested those songs at shows.
Yeah, I don't like that.
He was very angry for a time.
Fell down. Oh, Ben, I gotta say, I'm glad that he came around to not, because I mean there is a time period where, like, I get it, right? Every time that he plays the song, he thinks about those guys, and he's like, "Oh, those guys, they made me mad." But then you get over it.
Yeah.
And you're suddenly like, "Oh, maybe not." I feel as though, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Maybe you saw this. I don't know. You're not on social media, so I don't know how much of this you're privy to, but he actually went on stage and played a couple of songs with Sebastian, the soul coughing bassist.
Oh yeah, you and I talked about this.
Did we?
Something that
Yeah.
I don't think I was there. I don't think I was online for it, but I was there for it, if you know what I mean. I was happy to hear about it.
I contribute to Mike Doty's Patreon, and one of the songs he did like a couch tour, where I guess it's just like these musicians go to different houses and just like play for a living room of people. But he recorded them and would put them on his Patreon. And before, I think he was playing like True Dreams of Wichita or something. And this must have been when he started reintroducing the music to himself. And before he started playing it, he goes, "Usually at these things, there's like one guy who knows who I am. And me playing this song just blows that guy's mind." So he's very aware.
Yeah. What? I'm sorry, what kind of venue was he at when he said that?
It's like a living room. It was like it was called the Couch Tour, I think, and I think it's just
Gotcha.
like, you have a house, you sign up, and like you let musicians just cycle through your house and play to a living room full of people.
And do you invite the people, or do the people buy tickets
I have no
and you're
idea.
just providing the venue?
I have no idea. I
Okay,
did
this nautical bowls thing I'm going to throw
I
away.
did something similar when it came to film. There was a Webb Kroll, who
Oh, Webster Kroll, yes.
had there was a thing in Seattle where you could sign up to do the same thing, only instead of live musicians, it was short films. So you actually, and it was like a one night thing. So you went to one house, watched something, went to another house in the same neighborhood, watched something, and it wasn't it wasn't like one group goes from A B C. You just pick which house you want to go to. And
Right.
so in one of the houses, Webb was having a short film play. And so, if I remember correctly, I don't think there was any cost of admission. I think the people were providing.
Wait, was I there for that? Was
Were
that when I
you?
was in
Were you in? Did you
town?
come with me to
Did
just
they do
go to some
did they
random
do
dude's house in Wallingford to watch one of Webb's
like
short films on his TV?
there was another, because I was at a place where Webb was doing something, and then somebody did something called Pan with Us,
Pan
and
with
it was in
us.
somebody's house. Yeah. It was another short film that was at the same place where Webb was doing a short film. It would have been the stop motion version of Rocket Man, or the version of Rocket Man with or something like Rocket Man. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I had to look it up, but Pan with Us was a short film by David Russo, the director
Okay.
of Little Izzle Dizzle, Little Izzy Dizzle,
Yeah.
Little Dizzle Izzy, whatever the film that was.
Yeah.
A film I auditioned for and did not get.
I think Ron Darling was in that film.
John Oswald was in that film too.
Aha. So many penny whistles then.
I also
Not as many penny whistles as ukuleles, but still.
I auditioned for the lead role in that movie, and when I saw the movie, I was like, "Oh yeah, David made the right choice."
Who was the lead in that
I don't
movie?
know who it was, some other
Some guy.
kid, but he did a good job.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I have here an all-in-one Windows computer and a Mac Mini and some other thing, all of which I probably am going to end up.
An all-in-one Windows computer. That sounds
Yeah,
very
like
1990s.
the way that I would describe it is this: it's like a MacBook
Yeah.
Pro, or I'm sorry, an iMac. It's like an iMac,
Okay.
except not,
Except
because
Windows.
it's Windows. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I have this keyboard controller, and it's all these things, Ben, where I'm like, this is the thing I'm concerned about. Like, I might just, have to buy this over again if I end up not using it. I mean, if I end up getting rid of this, and then I want something exactly like it again, I'd have to buy it over again.
Well, and then you have to ask yourself, do I want this thing now because I know I no longer have it?
What this thing now?
Is it something that you like? For instance, what are you giving away that you might need to buy again? That you're worried you'll
So,
need to buy
like,
again.
as an example, this Mac Mini thing,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I
So
might
So, like, let's say you recycle or donate the Mac Mini, and then
Yep.
suddenly, like a month from now, you're like, I want to use my Mac Mini, and then you're like, oh no, I got rid of it. But then you have to ask yourself, do I want to use my Mac Mini because I no longer have it, and so that like desire for it is greater, or if you still had it in your house, would you use it? Would you actually want to, come up? Would you still come up with that reason to need it if you still had it?
Yeah. So what I use it for is music stuff, right? And I don't often do music stuff, but sometimes I get into a situation where I'm like, oh, I really would like to do some more music stuff. It's I want to make some loops, and I don't have any looping software, but oh, I could just use GarageBand on my Mac Mini, but I don't have my Mac Mini, right? This is exactly what you're saying. Would I care about it, or would I try to do it in a different way if I didn't have my?
Or would you even have those thoughts if you hadn't have gotten rid of the Mac Mini? If you still
I
had
feel
it,
like
would that impulse reach you?
I feel like it still would, because I bought the Mac Mini because I didn't have a Mac anymore, and I wanted to use GarageBand. And there was something. This is the thing: is that the GarageBand that was on my phone and my iPad, right, wouldn't allow me to hook MIDI instruments up to it because there was no MIDI in
Right.
for the old MIDI instruments I had. So I needed to have
An interface.
the interface, which is what the Mac Mini was. And the whole reason why I'm not using it right now is I'm just not doing that stuff anymore. But I still could be doing that stuff. It's just a question of if I want to, then what will I do? Whereas this thing, this is the Windows all-in-one thing. This is the whole computer.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just a monitor; it's a computer as well. The only reason I did anything with it, put Linux on it, whatever, is just because I didn't want to get rid of it. I felt like it was, it could be more useful. Like it's worth more if I have it and I just use it even occasionally than if I get rid of it.
All right, story time. Drunk is with us, and he says, "Ask Paul, is it Schnucks where he lives? Because Drunk has a story to tell you real quick."
Is it what?
Schnucks? Schnucks?
Yeah, there's a Schnucks. There's a Schnucks here.
Schnucks?
Yes. Schnucks, yeah, it's a grocery store bed.
He says, "I'm pretty sure he told me it is before, but gotta make sure." All right, Drunk, tell your story. Via the comments, and I will relay them.
Yeah. Understood.
He just says, "I just realized you look like Mr. Burns' assistant from The Simpsons." Smithers is who you're talking about.
Wait, which of us?
Me. No, you don't look like Smithers.
Okay.
All right.
I don't.
They are saying
the
Boo
reason I asked, Ben,
Earns.
is
Boo Earns.
I don't feel as though you're very Smithers-esque either. That's the reason I was confused.
We're very different personality types. But I did get a haircut.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, Drunk, tell your story about Schnooks. Schnooks?
Schnucks.
Schnooks. Gotta get that Midwestern tang in there. Well, now we have 2 viewers. Alright, so Paul, I was hitting Schnooks on the way to work to grab a bagel. Slipped in a pool of yellow liquid by the checkout.
Oh no.
I called customer service.
I don't like that.
I called customer service and manager afterwards. ... Waiting for an update. So To catch people up, he slipped in a pool of yellow liquid. Bruh, they gave me a $250 gift card to keep quiet about it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Wow, rolling in that Schnucks money.
Rolling in that Schnucks money.
And yes, I can spend it on alcohol. Summer is lit.
That's amazing.
There's a... Doug, did you fall? He says he slipped in a pool of yellow liquid. I'm wanting to, like, did you fall down? And, or did you just, like, you know, like, lose your balance briefly? Like, it's one thing to, like, you know, stumble on a pool of yellow liquid, but it's one thing to, like, fall in it and have it on your clothes.
Yeah. I'm interested as well.
So, actually, since you've just joined us, what Paul is doing is he's cleaning out his music room, organizing it by what to keep, what to donate, what to throw away. And he'll be doing this for the next, 9 minutes, I think. Kind of late getting started today. Well, doing it with me, you're probably going to keep going.
Well, no. See, this is the thing. After I'm done with you, I'm going to stop for a little while, and then I'll do it again. You know, probably tomorrow or some other time over the weekend. I'm giving myself until the 30th to get this sort of cleaned up.
You got a long time because it's only the 5th or the 4th, actually. Actually, to put a button on Drunk Story, no, bro, I actually fell in it while pushing my cart. Had to go home and change before work. So that's a well-earned $250 card.
Can we ask the yellow liquid? What was it?
Probably not. Probably not Fanta.
It's not Fanta.com.
Funny thing is, I wouldn't even have said anything, but a lady saw it happen and saw me at my car like, boy, you better sue them. If that was me, I would own a Schnucks. And I'm like, yeah, maybe this is a big deal. Good looking out, lady.
No doubt. Speaking of no doubt, Gwen Stefani once went down the slide at the City Museum. Speaking of St. Louis.
How do you know that much?
Somebody at the City Museum told me about it. I do like, and I mean, I'm not saying that we're all rubes or anything, but I do like the idea of, you know, I saw this famous person at this time. If it's just someone saying, hey, are you Gwen Stefani? Yeah. I'm Gwen Stefani, and then everyone just.
It's like when you see somebody on Facebook or Reddit say, "I saw Snoop Dogg at the mall and he let me take a selfie," and it's a very obviously not Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, if you remember, you know, you and I have met some famous people now, you know, in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
But for a while, whenever anybody would say, what's your biggest celebrity sighting? I always said, I was at the mall and I saw Larry Connors. And Larry Connors was a local television anchor who I believe, Ben, was canceled recently.
For bad behavior?
Recently, I mean, within the last 10 years. I don't know exactly, but I think that he was mad at young people for something that he got in trouble for. That's all I know.
All right.
Maybe Drunk knows. Drunk, do you know of Larry Connors and what happened with him? He might be before your time, and therefore not someone that people care about.
I think he's bounced. He says, I use every bit of soberness in me to tell y'all that story, but now I gotta fulfill drunk munchies. Salute, guys. Talk to you later.
Gotcha.
I remember I was working down in the international in the international district once when you and I worked there in the same not the same complex but the same like office park, and I saw Steve Poole just randomly. Steve Poole, famous Northwest weatherman, ageless Steve Poole. He looked the same. giving the weather report when I was in my early 30s than he was when he looked the same way when I was a kid. He passed away recently, so
Oh no!
we've lost Steve Poole. Oh, actually, he says, Paul, I don't know Larry Connors. The Schnucks gift card got him faded.
That's fun. That is really good. So Ben, not the most exciting podcast this time, but I think somewhat interesting. We did, do some stuff.
My watch is
Yeah,
tripping.
I feel as though we are really in a situation where there's a lot of stuff, Ben. I don't know about this whole moving thing in general.
Yeah.
If I could just stay in one place forever, probably would.
It can be overwhelming. But if you buy a place outside of Chicago, there's no reason why you can't stay there forever.
If you buy a place inside Chicago,
it's too dark to read.
We did it. Okay, so yeah, when I say we, I mean me and Betty and Jennifer. We all this. I think this might still be good.
What is it?
It might be 20
years old.
23. This is Mrs. Butterworth's Epic Fruity Pebbles pancake mix.
Yeah, does powdered stuff go bad?
I think this might be okay.
Although I'm questioning the choice of flavor. It doesn't really sound appetizing to me.
Well, Ben, you know me.
I do.
Fruity Pebbles. It's a thing. So, all right. I have to say that this room, if anyone were to come in and look at it, they would say that this room is totally messy.
But in your eyes, it's
messy.
more organized.
But it is more organized than it was. And we'll see how much better it looks
next week on the GudeLaurance podcast.
I don't know if I might be ending this too
I have 2 minutes. I don't know when you started recording. But if Drunk actually did leave, we still have somebody watching the stream, which is nice. Hello, random person. I don't know who you are. Thanks for tuning in.
Close to you.
Don't stand so close to me, Paul.
Oh no, Ben. Something weird has happened.
Uh-oh. Do we have to do this all over again?
We don't have to do this all over again. I'm just going to tell you that, and when I say we don't have to do this all over again, it says here that do you have any of my audio stream?
It's all on YouTube.
Okay, would you be able to pull it from there and use it if we needed to?
I suppose.
Because it says here that I've been recording for 12 minutes, and that is untrue. I don't know if it went to sleep and then paused.
Don't know.
Or what, but I mean, normally I do keep it from pausing. So we'll see. Yeah, 13 minutes.
We'll find out.
I have no idea what happened. And this will be the last time we'll do this. So have fun, everyone.
All right.
And we may be a little bit short this time. And if so, we're gonna let the silence get us out to an hour.
God, no.
And we'll see how it works.
No.
All right, thanks, Ben. I'll talk.